call the next speaker, Baroness Fox of Buckley.
My Lords, it's a great pleasure to speak for the first time in your Lordship's House. Can I thank all the wonderful staff here, especially, the security guards, who've taken me under their wing and ensured I found everywhere from the Salisbury room to the smoking outpost, and of course to the doorkeepers, who've gone out of their way to find me a seat each day so that I could watch the chamber close up and learn. I'm particularly honoured that my two supporters are both renowned public intellectuals who I've admired for years. The noble Baroness Wolfe, whose invaluable educational research has ensured that those young people who do not go to university aren't forgotten, focusing on the importance of training in the further education sector, where I lectured for many years. Then noble Lord Glassman, who has long been an inspiration with his advocacy of communities and their values and never shying away from speaking truth to power. And thanks to you, my Lords, for being gracious enough to accept me. Let's be frank, my appointment is not uncontentious. I believe in speaking frankly, but mainly I stand before you as a Democrat. While not formally accountable, I consider myself answerable to over 500,000 voters who elected me as a Brexit Party MEP for the North West, and to the millions who recently declared forcefully, we want more control over our laws, our lives, our liberties. These aspirations may have been temporarily suspended by emergency measures such as those discussed today. However, the new normal should not mean riding roughshod over people's freedom. Civil liberties, hard fought for by our forebears, should not be dismissed as a secondary inconvenience, some libertarian eccentricity. Regulations that pose a threat to the livelihoods, social bonds and public life of our fellow citizens need the fullest possible debate. Debate is the bedrock of democracy and close to my heart. In 2000, inspired by the Enlightenment's slogan, Nullius in Verba, on the word of no one, I set up the Academy of Ideas. And since then, we've organised myriad conferences, salons, the annual Battle of Ideas Festival and an international schools debating competition, all to expand the boundaries of public debate. However, debate is increasingly threatened by the mantra, you can't say that. Friday's barbaric beheading of a teacher in Paris is an extreme example of a growing censorious climate in which saying, I find that offensive, is used to silence people. I hope I'll find allies in this House with centuries of debate to its name who will challenge this new cancel culture that makes many fearful of speaking their minds. And meanwhile, the assumption that there's only one correct view, whether on statues or lockdowns, makes a mockery of freedom of conscience. There isn't only one way to deal with this pandemic, in fact, so let's not shy away from difficult conversations. Physical lockdown shouldn't mean that free speech is locked down. I'm hopeful this House will lead robust national debates on COVID, but also on threats to freedom of expression itself, and I'm glad to be with you.